Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm going to give an introductory speech tonight on the benefits of gardening. Is gardening something that is really worth it? I'm going to be talking about the food benefits of gardening. I'm going to be talking about the exercise you get from gardening. I'm going to be talking about the relaxation benefits and how it's a family affair. I'm going to be talking about some of the equipment you need to get started in gardening. What if you've never gardened before? You will have a question, what do I do to get started? I'm going to be talking about some of the things that we need to watch out for in gardening. To start out with, though, some of the benefits are, according to Lisa Barnes, who has degrees in education and nursing, she states that when you step out into your garden, you know exactly how fresh that produce is that you're getting. Unlike going to the grocery store, where you're just playing a guessing game on the freshness, in your garden, you know for sure exactly what you're getting in regard to freshness. And the nutrition benefits are something else that a lot of people don't think about in gardening. You're getting fresh, organic, growing tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, green peppers, whatever it is you're growing out there, because you know exactly what you're putting on those plants during the summertime. You can also take that produce, you can can it, you can freeze it for use later on during the winter time. My wife and I have been doing that for years, and we will have frozen corn, canned beans, canned salsa, potatoes that we've stored. A lot of those things will last for several months. And it saves you a lot of money too, compared to going to the grocery store and paying the ever rising food prices that we all know about. But what about your kids? How many times during the summer do your kids come in and say, "Mom, Dad, I'm bored. What can I do?" Well, according to the University of Illinois Extension site, they have an entire website completely devoted to kids and gardening, and they will give you from A to Z on exactly what you need to do to get your kids involved in gardening, the type of plants that are good for kids to grow, exactly how big their garden should be, and your kids will get a lot of personal satisfaction from saying, "This is a tomato that I grew. This is a green pepper from my plant," and they will be very proud of what they've done. Another benefit from gardening is the exercise benefit. Judy Gerber, who has a Master Gardening degree from the University of California and also has a certificate in horticulture therapy, she states that you can get as much exercise, you can burn as many calories in 45 minutes of gardening as you can in 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. Plus, you'll be using a whole different set of muscles that you ordinarily don't use during the day. And the relaxation benefit is something else people don't often think about. We all get stressed out during the day from work, from whatever it might be, and going out and working just a few minutes in the evening, a day in the garden during the evening or morning, whenever, can be a great way to relieve some of that stress. But how do I get started? If you've never gardened before, that's probably a question that you're asking. Well, according to tastefulgarden.com, you should plan your garden with some simple things in mind. First of all, you don't want to plan your garden when you are hungry. Just like you don't want to go to the grocery store when you're hungry, you don't want to be planning your garden when you're hungry, because you'll start coming up with great big ideas that you'll never be able to fulfill. So start out simple. Start out small. Maybe just a patio garden. Maybe just a container garden. My son, who lives down in Kansas, has an elevated garden. It's probably maybe 8 feet long and 4 feet wide. He has about 4 of those that he has some different plants in. So it doesn't have to be big, and you can just get started out simply. I myself do not have a rototiller. I borrow one from a friend each year and till my garden once in the spring, and other than that I will use a rake, a hoe, a shovel once in a while, and of course I have a sprinkler and hose to keep my garden watered. Using something like Miracle-Gro is also something that is very beneficial. You want to give those plants just that extra little boost, to get them growing good and to help the produce to come on strong during the summer. But what are some things to watch out for while you're gardening? First of all, you need to watch out for the weeds. I know a lot of people who have started gardening, a lot of great plans, But a couple months later, you can't tell one plant from another because it's all grown up in weeds. But here's a tip that I do every year. I will have the weeds hoed in my garden, and then when I'm mowing my grass, I will bag it, and I will take that grass, put it around the plants, put it between the rows. That keeps the weeds from growing up, and it also helps hold the moisture in during these hot summer days that we're having right now. You will also find that there are bugs in your garden, and you might say, well, are these good bugs or are those bad bugs? Well, the website gardeninsects.com has a terrific site completely devoted to identifying all these different types of insects. And they also list organic ways to try and control these insects so you're not using harsh chemical sprays to control them during the year. You will also need to watch out for something like maybe mildew or fungus that starts on some of the plant leaves. I know oftentimes cucumbers or squash might get some mildew on, or even your tomatoes. If you take an organic fungicide, you can easily control that during the year. So in conclusion, is gardening worth it? It definitely is. The satisfaction you get from growing your own plants is something that you will not regret. If you've never done it before, once you get started, I guarantee you, you will continue it. And the skills that you gain, they might not be many at first, but as you do it year after year after year, those skills will continually build up, and pretty soon you yourself will be a master gardener. And in the end, this is a great habit that you will have started. And like I said before, once you get a garden going and have done it for a while, you will wonder how you have ever gotten along without one. So thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you out in your own garden.